So recently I released a video that was talking about my kind of review of the demo of Stellar Blade. And I didn't like the game, and it's not because it was a bad game. That's the first thing I want to actually say. It just didn't feel my vibes, and um I kind of got early, and this is not a knock on the game. This is just my way of actually thinking. I kind of got early Kingdom Hearts kind of rhythm to it, but it's just like I couldn't find the rhythm of the game. And I get it. I play video games. I play a lot of video games. And I don't know if I'm a hardcore video games or just a core video games, but if I'm not like syncing with a video game, it's not saying this is a bad video game. Cause like I know a lot of people just like to tend on going to, oh, if you don't like the video game, it must be. If I don't like the video game, it must be bad. Like no, like I don't like the newer Devil May Cries. I think I've played like DMC, which was okay to me. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but um, I can find a rhythm with it. I can find a rhythm with I've played Bloodborne, but I couldn't find a rhythm with it. But I actually played Dark Souls, which was okay. I just it's one of those things where if it doesn't sit right with you, you can have a core of a game and it can be a good game, but if it doesn't feel comfortable playing, then sometimes it's just not a game that you would actually recommend. Um, I of course like it's just one of those things where it's just like the game was competent to me. It did what it was supposed to do, but it wasn't those games where it wasn't a game that I would just like to play. Now, again, I know a lot of people love the game because it was just a TNA simulator. I mean, like, oh yeah, like I don't understand personally what's the point of making a sexy android fight machine. I just don't. I get why they did it outside the universe because the game developer used a model. His wife is a model. Cool, but what's the purpose in putting breasts and a fat ass on a fighting cyborg? I don't understand that part. And it's not even a cyborg, it's an android because they weren't born, then converted to, they were literally androids. They're automatons that have flesh parts. Now they're technically cyborgs, but they're androids. Like like if you want to get technical, they're technically like androids. If you the sci-fi genre is really really weird. I'm sorry, but what's the point of making just like a sexy android outside sexy combat android? Let me just put that. What's the point of that? I don't get that part. It just seems weird to me in universe. It just seems weird to me in universe. But it's because video game. That's it. And look, I don't have any problem playing sexy characters. I really don't. But yeah,
Bruh.
what's up?
I just got home from work.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're covering our first video here.
oh boy.
What help me out with something. So we about to go over
What's
this
up?
video about toxic beauty, right?
Toxic beauty. Okay.
All right. All right.
I'm assuming. I'm assuming. Are we talking about toxic beauty standards or like the behaviors of people who find beauty to be or like the effects of people who find beauty to be so important that they harm themselves and or others?
Toxic beauty in video games.
Ah. Okay.
So I guess I can actually pull the screen up.
All right. Let's see.
Hold on. Let me pop this window out. Put it
Okay. I
up there.
see. I see a generic Japanese video game character.
All right. So we're gonna actually put this.
I'm
All
hoping
right.
that the cooking noises that I'm about to be making won't interrupt the stream.
Just turn you down a little bit.
Ugh, man,
We can still hear you.
before we
All
get
right.
into that bullshit that we're about to watch, man, I'm fucking tired. And public transportation is ass. New Jersey Transit needs to get their shit together.
All transits need to get their shit together.
Agreed. But I don't have to take all transit. I only ever have to take either New Jersey Transit or New York Transit. And they both suck dick. And not in the fun way. They suck that shit with teeth.
At least it's not vagina dentalis, just rows of teeth.
Uh,
Oh, that horror movie where the woman just has rows of teeth in her vagina.
I I mean, I've never seen the film. I've heard of this concept, obviously through cultural osmosis, and I've just always and I just think personally, if a woman had rows of teeth in her vagina, she would just simply bleed to death because of how tight that shit can get. She's cooked.
So let me ask you this. This is
I'm
part of
assuming they're sharp teeth. I haven't seen the movie.
yeah, it's shark teeth.
Yeah, then she'd bleed out from her own pussy fucking serrating itself.
So let me ask you this. What is the point in having a sexy android combat robot?
Are we talking about like in concept if someone were to make it in real life,
Yeah,
or because the creator is of it is a sex deprived loser who needs their combat robot to be sexy for them?
I can understand like brothel robot. I can understand maid serving robot because like reasons and shut-ins don't want to talk to real people, so they feel that they can control an android. And the worst thing in the world is making an android like love you because they don't understand the concept of love to the point humans do. Some humans don't understand that, and if they did actually understand the concept of love, then they wouldn't be your servant robots. They would just be your equals. And at the time an android is your equal, then is no such thing as artificial intelligence. It's just intelligence at that point. But still, I digress. um yeah, that just makes sense. Yeah. But let's go into this video about the toxic obsession with beauty. That was thanks to a viewer of the channel. They actually gave me the idea for the channel, so for the video. So let's go.
Is this gonna be more generalized, or is this gonna be weeb shit the whole time?
I have no
So the
idea.
Stellar Blade
Fair enough.
demo came out, and it surprised a lot of people. So the Stellar Blade demo came out, and it surprised a lot of people with its fun and challenging combat, incredible graphics, and of course another video game waifu. To many people before playing this game was really just the jiggle physics simulator, but after having tried it, it seems public perception on it has completely shifted, and many people who perhaps weren't too interested in the assets of the game are now.
Okay, my problem with the game is literally I couldn't find a good rhythm with it.
You
You
know
know
what
what I
my
mean?
problem is with the game?
Go ahead.
That I don't give a fuck. I don't even know what game this is.
Stellar Blade.
Giving me the name doesn't help.
It's the game
All
that a
I
lot of people were upset because she has her ass and titties out. They put a tie
uh,
on her to not show off her cleavage.
isn't that like half of Japanese games? Your options are either uh, overly like ridiculously sexual bullshit or the most cartoony bullshit possible, and sometimes both.
But we're talking about gamers. When have they not complained about anything?
I don't know. Probably when Pong came out.
Yeah, they complained about that. I was around um, a few years after it came out. They complained about that. That just like the gaming media is just like so weird to me. Okay, check this out. Check this out. And you may disagree with this. What's the point of pirating games?
To get a game if you're broke. Well,
Most of these motherfuckers are gonna act if they can afford a $2,000 rig.
what if the $2,000 rig was a gift?
Most of them not because they try to put the shit together themselves. They are more like PC gamers. Unironically, don't care about games. They care about showing off what their rig can do.
I don't know. I think I don't mean I don't go around pirating games personally. I
I
think
understand.
I do think that people who decide to sail the seven seas for games that they can't get their hands on anymore. I mean, you know,
Would you
but
say the same thing about movies or TV shows?
yeah. I mean, if you can't get it anywhere else, they're not selling it anymore. It's not streaming anywhere, and you got to sail the seven seas and find it out on, get your treasure map and hop on the ship and find it. That's, you know,
Okay, I would agree with you on that. But a lot of these people were saying, I don't like this company, so I'm not going to give them any money, but I want to play their games.
it's a little strange. I mean, personally, if I don't like a company, I don't play their games. Like personally, I find that Activision makes a bunch of generic dog shit games that all look the fucking same, so I don't buy Activision games.
I would agree with you on that one. And Blizzard
Um,
has actually just gotten worse. I used to love Blizzard a long time ago.
yeah, I don't know. I have a I kind of have a I kind of have a very simple conception when it comes to video games, especially since I don't really game that much. I'm the kind of person where gaming for me is like maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks. I hop on some random bullshit ass game with my friends after they pestered me for 2 weeks straight because I've just been working. I'm just at work or sleeping for work.
Yeah, but you're not a core gamer, dog.
Look, it's hard for me to not be a gamer because despite how low I play games like the first like I finally got on the game this weekend and I played through Dark Souls again and I beat the shit out of that game. It took me 8 hours between the 2 days to get through the whole game, and I still got it, but I just don't game like I used to.
Like, no, I'm not talking about in skill. I'm literally just talking about in the amount that you game. You're not a core gamer. You're more casual.
Fair enough.
And again, it's not about skill. You can be your skill level can be different than your actual engagement. Like I used to be hardcore just gaming, just like crazy shit. Like, after the brat was taken care of, after like I spent time with the ex, gaming. Now more YouTube shit.
Why do I
And
feel like why do I feel like you specifically called her a brat under the assumption that she's watching or something?
oh no, my child doesn't watch my YouTube channel. It's I'm too lame for her to watch my YouTube channel. Unfortunately, I'm definitely too lame for her to watch my YouTube channel. Um, Even though she knows I do it, but like, yeah, no. But I'm also
I
referring
mean,
to when she was younger too. So
I get it. I mean, I don't know about thinking people are lame, but I definitely I feel like whenever it's somebody in real life trying to do internet shit, I feel like it's just hard to watch.
yeah, true.
Like they
Um,
could they could be making some good shit, but it's just like I know this motherfucker. Why am I watching them, bro? If I want to talk to you, I can call you on the phone. Why am I watching this stream, bro?
oh, you missed the early rent that I did at the beginning of this stream. Yeah, yeah, that go back and watch it. Like it was, how you feel like you made a mistake, like raising your child the way you did, and because they're independent, they hold you accountable, and like they're somewhat intelligent.
No, because I have no children, but I do have siblings who are young enough that they're basically my children, and I give them a similar attitude where
That's why I brought
I'm
it
not
up.
oh I'm not always right just because I'm an adult.
Yeah, this chick tried to check me while we was at a restaurant because I wanted her to pay her back for the help she's giving me for moving. Like, check what I
Damn.
was actually consuming. Like, how dare you? I mean, like, I would have an issue, but I taught her better than just allowing me to get away with shit
Yeah,
But that's not
you
about me.
sealed your fate on that one. You
I,
told her to hold you accountable. Now she's not gonna let you be on that bullshit.
we need to, like the phrase. We need to get on Zillow or a couple of things to make sure that you can move because I don't. You're not gonna like where you're staying right now. I'm like, oh, like, am I just? Oh, I am an adult, you know.
And look, so now look, not only that, she holds you accountable and she gives a shit about you. That sounds like you did a pretty good job to me.
Like I'm thinking like I am an adult. Like you need to make sure you not push yourself too much while you're doing this. Oh, oh, why are you driving like this? You should be driving like that. I'm like I am an adult. It's the Team 4 Star me. Like you need an adult. I am an adult.
Look, look, all I'm saying is, bro, you better watch out because the second that she's like full adult, she's got money, she's gonna be trying to take care of you, and you're gonna be like, I'm the dad, right?
No, we already had the conversation because my health like scared, right? She's like, so when I get 18, I'm gonna be the one who making control of the stuff. I was like, I got your grandma making those decisions right now. I was like, you don't need to worry about that. I'm like,
You have, you have had a daughter for almost 18 years, and you don't know by now that if that your daughter is going to care for you more than your mother ever did.
the problem is they both get on my ass about things, and of course, we're supposed to be covering the video. We're off in like the different segments.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, I mean, it's not like I'm just a random person. We're friends, so we don't talk about friendship, bro. We can talk about our families and whatnot.
oh, don't get me started on what you said when I told you what happened. Like let's not. Can we not? Can we get to the
Look,
video?
well, you're the one who decided to come to your fitness professional homie, the one who is an active personal trainer, the one who reads, studies on nutrition and fitness for fun, and decided to tell me that you had a health scare.
It was just a little heart failure, man. I keep telling people that. I wasn't at death's door. I was just in the zip code. You know, why do everybody make a big deal about it?
Because from my perspective, I'm somebody who because I'm look when from my position, I understand that when it comes to health, like I get sick of that question where people are like, oh, is it a like with the obesity, people are like, oh, is it a choice to be obese or not? It's like it's not that simple. If you have money or if you have education about fitness and nutrition, you have a choice. Most people do not have money, and most people do not have an education in fitness and nutrition.
God damn it! I worked
So
for GNC for 3 years, so I have a little bit of information about it. The problem is I don't have money. That's why we have the YouTube channel. Anyway, like and subscribe. Can we
yeah,
get
and the
back to
thing,
the video now?
man, fuck that video.
Oh God,
Yeah,
why?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying we either gotta make sure people got money or make sure that they know how to take care of themselves. And unfortunately, I ain't got money to give, so I'm gonna just help people get healthy to the best of my ability.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you just need to get one or two sugar mamas that you training, boy. Be on that good
Look,
side of New Jersey.
I'm telling.
You know the one that doesn't exist.
Hey. There is a good side to Jersey.
It's called New York.
Don't. How dare you insult my intelligence by saying that New York is a good anything, bro? Look, Jersey may be dog shit, but New York is dog shit too. I fucking hate both these states. They're garbage. You ever drive in New York before?
No,
You know how many, bro?
thankfully.
Do you know how many attempts on your life can happen in 5 minutes driving to New York, bro? I have what, bro? I tried to simply change lanes and watched as a bus driver, a school bus driver, tried to take my life. You are driving a bus full of children, ma'am. You should not be trying to murder people on the road.
Remember that guy I sent you a video on?
Hey, what was
He
this dumbass video about?
he was like, it's part of the lineup. It's part of the lineup today. But if we get through this video that we have now, but he was responding to a response that your boy Vouch Video did. How Vouch was talking about how motorcyclists are just dog shit and you should be hostile towards them. And the dude was like, who was, originally saw the video, was like, like people just like try to murder motorcyclists every day for no
So that
reason.
yeah, why is it Bosch can't have like a good thing like one time, bro? First of all, I s- I have seen too many times in my driving experience and just and random videos and the entitlement with which people talk about when they drive around bikers is rarely a biker's fault. It's always the biker is trying to drive normally, some motherfucker tries to kill them, and then it's the biker's fault somehow. Or somebody tries to kill them, so they have to do some fucking maneuver, some shit to maneuver in between cars to not die. And they're like, look at this dangerous best, look at it weaving through traps. Like, what was his other option? Die? Are you insane? And bro, one of my homies got a motorcycle recently. He started recently is like 2 years. And homie he is like, I swear every time this man comes home from work, he's got some new story about someone trying to take his life, and he wears a fucking GoPro camera on him
Yeah, that's what
to
the
show
that's
us
what the
what's
guy
going
was
on.
saying. That most like 90% of the people that ride motorcycles now have GoPros either on their bike or their camera or both. Because people just occasionally try to murder them on a daily basis.
And it's so often the same shit. They do some dangerous shit that puts his life in danger, and then when he's pissed off that he was almost killed, they act entitled as if it's an inconvenience to them that he's pissed off that they tried to kill him. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know.
Ha-
Don't try to kill people on the road, maybe.
well, and somebody made an interesting comment, like was in this video that it's just like this mentality that how dare them? They're getting away with moves in traffic that I can't get away with.
You know, you know how I drive when I see a motorcycle on the road. I give them at least 3 cars of space in between them and me, so that should anything go wrong and they stop short, they don't die.
Oh no, you know what? It's worse for bicyclists. People be treating them like it's fucking GTA.
Bro, no shit. That shit pisses me off so much. How many times have you seen the same story where it's a video where cars are parked in the fucking bike lane, so the person on the bike has to come into the road and almost dies, and then people go, "Why isn't he in the bike lane?" Maybe because there's cars in the fucking bike lane. Maybe that's why he's not in the bike lane.
Oh god.
It's like, how are you so entitled? I I drive. I have a license. I have driven around people on bikes. They try so hard to not get killed, and I give them space. You should also be giving them space because unlike those people who are in a fucking like half-ton death box, they are on a couple of pipes and two wheels.
Well, I give them
They
space because I'm a bicyclist, and even when people do crazy shit on the bike, I'm like, okay, yeah, you had to cut across traffic because nobody will let you over.
Yeah, and I'm just over like that's shit that pisses me off with drivers and entitlement with drivers. It's like let people over, whether it's another car, a motorcycle, a fucking bicycle. Let people over. Shit will go much smoother if you stop being a bitch. You are not gonna die. It's not gonna fucking make you late to work. It's not gonna kill your kids
No,
if you let somebody make a fucking left turn
that 10
without
seconds
honking at them for fucking well honking at them for the whole time.
that 10 seconds are really really hurt my time when I'm already 15 minutes late.
And going back to New York, that's some shit that really sets me off is when there are pedestrians crossing the street. You know, pedestrians, those people on their legs going across the crosswalk, and
You
the
mispronounced
light turns,
targets.
and the light turns green, but there's still pedestrians crossing in front of my car, and the chuckle fuck behind me has the audacity to honk the fucking horn. And it's like, do you want me to just kill people? Is that what
Yes.
you want?
Yes.
You want you want us both to go to jail for homicide? That's what you want?
Why would they go to jail if you hit somebody?
Because if there's still people on the road, they're gonna hit somebody too, being stupid.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because
All right,
remember, their goal is to get moving. Now
all
I'm
right,
angry. Now you got me thinking about New York drivers, bro.
all
People,
right.
New
Can
York, I fucking
can
hate New York.
can we
New
get
York
back
needs
to
to be
the
erased off
video?
the map.
Unless you're gonna cut this out.
Shit.
Unless you're gonna cut this part out. Can we
Play
back out
your
to the
weeb
video?
game video.
Now genuinely excited to play the full game. However, Stellar Blade, just like most video games, can
Okay. This is my question. Again, this isn't even a combat robot. This is like a survivor in a post-apocalyptic world. Why do you have the bra on the outside of a leotard?
Look, this is why I can't play most Japanese games personally. Before we even get into gameplay, too many of these games, we have these weird creatures that look more like an anime than a human being, and they're always stupid as fuck. Why is this child that is a child. That you can't tell me that's no. That is a child wearing a stripper outfit with a fucking fresh haircut. And you just said it's supposed to be in the post-apocalypse? I'm not
Yeah.
playing this dumbass game. Fuck this game. This game's stupid as shit.
No. You should see the opening for the game. Like the literal opening of the game. They have cruisers and destroyers and drop pods. And they just run straight into a fucking field where almost everybody dies that gets dropped on. And guess what? It's two survivors, and the one survivor that's the commander pushes the rookie out of the way only to get, barbecue
Obliterated.
skewed. Yeah. And you
Look,
don't really know if she's dead yet, but she may not be dead. But still, you know.
I don't tell you can tell me if it's really stupid and petty, but I don't like this. I don't like this aesthetic in games, right? I just don't like it. I don't like when games just try to look like anime but 3D models, unless it's supposed to be based on an actual anime or some shit. Like if you're making them kind of look like humans, then just make them look like people. Like
Like,
my favorite fighting game franchise, Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur 1, 2, and 3 look immaculate. They look like people. Not only they look like people, despite how old those games are, they were on the PS2. Sorry, PS like fucking well, it was Atari era and then into the
no,
PS1 and PS2.
it wasn't Atari era. Stop.
Your mama.
You forget it was originally called Soul Edge or Soul Blade. Like, fuck.
Look, we don't talk about Soul Blade. Soul Blade's too old to even match the aesthetic. That game
Motherfucker,
it's
I
for old
played that. I had that game.
and that game is not fitting the aesthetic I'm talking about. It's because it's very polygonal. I'm talking about the
Taki
Soul
looked
Calibur.
fine. I'm sorry, I just told on myself.
Anyway, they all not
She
only
had the
look like
coldest
people.
move. Like you a flat backflip behind somebody and you will stab them and you take almost all of their health.
Anyway, they look like people, and if whatever country they were from, they looked like the people from there. If homie was Japanese, he looked Japanese. If homie was German, he looked German. If he was fucking Native American, he looked like a Native American person. And then Soul Calibur 4 hit, and they were just all anime characters, and I just couldn't stand that shit. Like, what was wrong with the aesthetic before, man? I don't like it. I don't like this shit. Let them look like people,
Oh,
and I
God.
don't like. I'd rather play. I'd rather have my game look not like anime, and I just don't like anime either.
At least it didn't get the like Kingdom Hearts like treatment, which it admittedly looked like Disney characters, and it became more and more photorealistic. But that's a different story. All right, let's go.
out these days has been subject to a little bit of discourse, mainly this rising idea that the West hates beauty and that countries like Japan and now South Korea do care about beauty, and that shows in the games that they make.
That
I know,
shit
it's a
pisses me
wild
off. That
What?
shit pisses me off, bro.
What?
Like I'm getting tired of that shit where developer makes a game where a human woman character looks like a human woman, and then they go, they want all the bitches to be ugly. I'm like, no, that's just what a human woman looks like. Have you ever looked at one before?
Well,
I
they
don't,
hate Mary Jane in the Spider-Man games. At first, her sections was boring. Now she has a stun gun and she can get rid of people better than Spider-Man.
all right, you ready? I've only played the first Spider-Man game, and from my opinion, her missions kind of boring. Did they ruin my experience? No, I just finished them and moved on. That was it. I didn't care.
But the thing is, I will say this, and this is the criticism I also had about the Atreus sections in especially Ironwood in Ragnarok. You need some of those sections kind of like in the first Spider-Man game to break, to stop, to chill for a minute. Especially when you came from big ramped up action or a big ramped up section, you need to chill for a minute. So when the big shit that happens right after hits, and it's like, oh. And yeah, no, useless. I'm saying that. That's the only reason why I know outside of the game that they actually use like the head developers. The model was his wife, so I get why outside the game. I get that. I get that wholeheartedly. But inside the game, why do you need a sexy combat android? I just don't get
Well,
that part.
I personally come from the school of thinking that I personally am not 15. I don't need women in my games to always be scantily clad. I don't need them to have giant breasts and big old asses. Plus, honestly, even when they are scantily clad, they're never built the way I like women anyway.
Yeah, we get it.
They're always they're always these improbable, not impossible, but improbable things where they're built like they weigh about 140 pounds and 30 pounds of it is titty.
Okay, so here, this is what I'm gonna say, and I reference this game a lot, and I know a lot of people ain't gonna go back to it. But Aya Bree from Parasite One and Parasite Eve 1 and 2, like Parasite Eve 1, you really can't tell because the way it's just polygonal, like just nonsense. But her depiction in Parasite Eve 2, like this chick has actually on shorts, like short shorts, but it's never visualized as sexual. You know what I'm saying? It's never visualized as like I don't think she has big breasts, but like it's never just like the Resident Evil 2 style of character designs where they looked attractive but they weren't overly sexy. Did you ever see that like the original Resident Evil 2?
Yeah, where they just look like humans.
Yeah.
They didn't have to be overly sexual. They just kind of wore their uniform.
Yeah. She had that brand, but it's just like this, just like and it's not even an East versus West type thing. And if you I don't it's just like there are highly sexualized people that are in Western games. Now, if you want to say that a lot of these people are just okay, cause so Me Too happened. And when you try to dress somebody a little bit too creepy, like when you like they too sexual, sometimes it's like, dog, like for real? And this is from somebody who makes art of women who are scantily dressed. You've seen my art.
Look, yeah, I get it. Look, I am.
Hold on. Useless. We don't talk about third birthday. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. I get it. The guy who made it at that time just flipped and just went total like, oh, you get a little bit of damage, your clothes fall off. We don't talk about that one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying that I don't get it. Like, look, if you want to have weird mannequins with giant breasts, butt booty naked, like slapping their titties together and causing nuclear explosions or something to beat the god of dog shit or whatever, that's fine. But personally, if I want to be aroused, I just
Just
I
look
look
at
at
porn.
porn. Um, porn. The internet's filled with a lot of it. Whatever you're into. If you're into really skinny women that have large titties, there's plenty of those. If you're into literally anything else like I am, then there's that too. I just when I come to video games, I'm just looking to play the game, not jack off. Um, yeah.
All right, let's get
So
back to the video.
Wild idea, but there are genuinely a lot of people claiming that Stellar Blade is making woke consumers in the West seethe and scream at this supposed destruction of all their values. As if people on the left don't also like good, assets. Now,
Yeah, this was kind of a weird thing to me. Who was upset that she showed titties and ass?
No one.
My complaint isn't that she showed titties and ass. My complaint is that if that's the only selling point that you have, then I can just watch porn, as you just said. I and if I really want to see titties and ass, I can make a few, Facebook messages and see them in real life. I don't need them in my video games.
I
And
mean,
no, I get that not all the
they
costumes are
definitely,
sexy.
they definitely, they definitely feel a lot better than they look on a screen.
I know. Oh my god! Like, and not even like, check this out. And this is like
You can't suck on them through a screen.
my problem as like a hetero cis guy. Like, sometimes I just want to be around them without much sexual contact. It is something about laying next to a naked person that you're attracted to and just knowing that their body is right there. I don't
Yeah, just cuddling butt booty naked hits different, bro.
I, but a lot of these guys who complain about this don't understand that. Even if they have spouses, even if they have wives, would I need to touch it if I'm not busting my nut for?
I mean, that's another thing for me is like my perspective on women is again I'm not 15, so like when I think about women, they're
What?
people
They
I have to be
are?
attracted, people I have, and they're people the people that I'm attracted to fall into the group of women. I'm not attracted to all women, but the people I'm attracted to are women, right?
Mm-hmm. Next thing
But
you're
I
gonna say,
see
you
women
like
as
talking to them.
yeah, that's the thing. I see them as people. I like talking to them, and it's just weird for in my mind to just have like if I'm playing a game and all the women just titties out, ass out, I'm just immediately like, this is weird. This is really fucking weird to just have for like just arbitrarily decide that all the women are naked because is that just all you see them as, bro?
But the man, they look all buff and attractive and like would I would be thinking it's sexy because I want them to be touching me because they're all oiled up and they looking all sexy. But I'm not gay and I just like the women.
Well, my thing is one, if both the men and women are fucking like the men got their titties out and you can see their whole fucking dick print, fucking and they're wearing fucking I don't know Daisy Dukes, the whole booty's out. I guess it's fair, but I still would just be like, this is still weird because in my mind, again, men are people too, and it's really weird if just all the men are just walking around
But
just being sexualized. So if the men and women are sexualized, I'm still like, this is just weird. I
but
don't
haven't you
like this.
watched Conan? Because Conan had his print out and the women were sexy and it was this one snake that like wanted to fuck a snake. This one chick that wanted to fuck a snake.
Yeah, but if who doesn't read Conan, who doesn't watch anything Conan related? Me.
No,
Um,
what's what's funny is like um when you actually look at Arnold Schwarzenegger's career, the funniest fucking thing that not only is he like a total goofball, he's just been a goofball. And for all the shit that people give him, they like, oh yeah, he was in Terminator. Oh yeah, he was in fucking Predator. They never talk about
Total
him being in.
Recall.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
but they never talk about like Hercules and the Hercules in the Bronx or whatever the fuck.
wait. I give you one better. They never really talk about Commando outside of him like storming the building, but most of that movie is him being goofy with Alyssa Milano, who's playing his daughter, and he is like literally being the epitome of the goofy father,
Or Jingle All the Way.
or Junior, or Twins, or Kindergarten Cop, like where he's just being goofy and just like chewing so much scenery, he's shitting props for days.
They also forget Arnold Schwarzenegger himself is he's not exactly a tough guy. He kind of is just a goober who happens to be really tall and have a lot of muscles.
No, he's
Like
not really that tall.
isn't he like 6'2", 6'3", something like
No,
that?
he's like 5'8". Let's
Uh,
look at. Oh, wait.
I don't know. That doesn't sound right.
Okay. He
Let's
came
see.
to my school one
He's six,
time.
it says he's 6'2".
Really? He doesn't seem that tall. Oh my
I mean,
god.
I'm seeing some people argue that his height is exaggerated, and he's probably like, okay. So maybe there's some truth to that. Maybe he's shorter than people than he's.
He just doesn't seem that tall. And like he was a bodybuilder in like the 70s.
Yeah, I'm seeing. Okay, there may be. Yeah, he might. There is a possibility he exaggerates his height, but I don't. But it seems like something that apparently people have taken note of. Interesting.
All right, let's get back to the video.
But
Go ahead. No, make your point.
yeah, point is, Arnold Schwarzenegger not only is just seems to be a friendly guy. I don't know Arnold Schwarzenegger to be particularly violent. Like, you ever see that clip where some kid like drop kicks him in the back, and then his reaction is he just kind of turns around, huh? And
Well,
then when he finds out he didn't know he was kicked, but when he finds out he was just assaulted, his reaction was, "Oh, okay,
well,
it's fine."
you know he's released a few videos talking about stop being a conservative idiot.
Well, that's fucking hilarious.
He literally made a videos like, yeah, my father, because he's Austrian, so yeah, he's part of that first generation after the Great Second War, and he's like, yeah, being that full of hate turned my father into like just a horrible man, and I would never want to be that way.
And and despite his advanced age, he's involved in quite a few progressive things, socially speaking. So
Yeah, I think what most
Arnold
people think.
Schwarzenegger ain't exactly what people think he is. He's just kind of a friendly old guy who seems to actually want change for the better, which I can't hate.
I think what most people think he's conservative because they try to get him to ban video games at the height of the whatever Thompson thing is, and he's like, wait a minute, what? He was like, wait, they can make video games of me? Like, no. All right, let's get back to the video. God damn.
Oh
Now,
yeah,
the sentiment that I've
titty games. Yeah, that.
seen as a response to Stellar Blade from some gamers is that this game somehow owns the left. Which of course isn't just a thing being said
Oh
about
my
Stellar
fucking
Blade, people have
god.
recently been saying it about Sydney Sweeney too.
Okay,
Her blonde
I really need people to get. I need the conservatives to really make up their fucking mind. Which is it? Does the left think that it's all about people having the freedom to express their sexuality, and it's causing the downfall of Western civilization, or does the left actually hate anything sexual and when it comes to women, and actually are very prudish and don't want naked women ever, and don't want any sexuality in regards to it? Which is it,
Yes.
conservative?
Yes. Let's not forget that there are some kids that believe, and I say kids because they may actually be adults that actually believe, unless you have spelled out everything consent instead of implied consent, which can be, it depends on who you with. Like, no, you need to ask if you can actually look at somebody in a sexual way, because if you don't, and it's just like,
Okay, first of all, the Twitter people aren't human, and they're definitely not leftists. Those are just liberals who like to pretend that they're leftists because they fucking, I don't know, because they go, we should get out the guillotines like twice on Twitter or something.
okay. Secondly, and yes, because you gotta admit, like, you gotta remember, not admit, but you gotta remember, it's the 40 and 50-year olds that's looking at this girl that simultaneously want her to be her wife, and want them to be her his wife and his daughter at the same time.
I, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm not a creepy like 50-year-old depraved weirdo whose dick don't work, but I am 24 years old. An 18-year-old is not that much younger than me. I do not get the attraction to 18-year-olds, bro. Anytime I've had the displeasure of interacting with an 18-year-old, I'm just like, why are you talking to me?
You It's not the 18-year-old, it's the never been touched by anybody, so they don't have standards of what good sex is.
That I don't get either. Like
Because
personally,
you have
I
confidence.
like I set my sights towards older women, and I've gotten no complaints personally.
I'm just thinking that's probably one of the reasons why. And I know you don't pay attention to much internet drama, but that's probably the main factor that had Xander Hall excised from most of that Vosh and Demon Mama's community because he likes older women, and we all know that
Hey,
Vosh and Demon Mama's community they kind of like lolly and
yeah,
futanari type shit, which is
yeah, I
like
watched. Yeah, out of curiosity, I watched. I was watching another one of those that guy's videos while I was walking. Like once I got off the when I got off the train and was walking home.
yeah.
Uh, and he was going into that, and I was like, this. I was like, I am confused. Like because like some of this I understand, right? I know Vosh got caught on that on having that weird shit on his computer. I know that they run in the same circles, but I don't keep up with any of this. So he's talking about her like Demon Mama's partner being into pedo shit,
Yeah,
and he was showing
futanari.
screenshots. But I'm walking and it's raining, so I have my umbrella out. Like I'm not looking at my phone. He's talking about screenshots. He's reading out. I'm like, what the fuck? But at the same time, he's ranting like a lunatic. I'm part of me is like, this sounds real like they're doing some fuck shit. But you also sound unhinged, and I can't look at my screen right now to confirm what's going on the screen. So I'm just over here like, what the fuck is going on
Yeah, no. Demon Mama has worn a hat saying with futanari on it before on the stream.
on a Twitch stream,
On the YouTube stream, yeah.
on a YouTube stream?
Yeah,
That that's a choice, I guess.
I
And the character just had just naked.
no, it actually said Futanari had a banana on it.
Oh, huh?
Yeah, yeah. And the dope, this was like a couple of years ago. This wasn't like 10, 12 years ago when she was like just turning like, no, this is like, you know.
And you're well, you know, wait, we're talking about the same thing, right? Like the shit where the woman has both genitals.
Yeah, we're talking about Futanari, yes. Not the picture, not the actual picture, but a banana and the word in a bubble that says Futanari.
I don't know. I've always found Demon Mama weird because from I've only ever seen Demon Mama act like a petulant, whiny little child. So I don't like literally like the first two times I saw her were her in conversations where the other person is actually trying to talk to her while she has a bitch fit the whole time and whines and moans and calls them all kinds of assholes and dipshits and dickheads
Well,
and
no,
then
it's
gets and
the no gaslighting zone.
I still like look like Vegan Gaines is an interesting individual and his takes on the Israel-Palestine conflict are definitely interesting, but when they talked, homie was like just being courteous and kind in a way that I had never expected from this man. Like he was very patient. He let her talk, and she was just being just a dickhead the whole time.
Well,
And then
here's
the conversation ends with her like in the conversation she just accused him. Her line of reasoning was because he's talking about vegan shit, and she's like, oh yeah, well you ever eaten a Nabisco product before? Now keep in mind he's Canadian. And he's like, I don't know what Nabisco is. And then she goes, well, you've eaten Nabisco before, so and she somehow goes from there to you're basically a pedophile. And he's like, what? I'm like, what the how did we get here?
okay.
How,
So,
what kind of
it,
creature are you? Why
I
are we calling people pedophiles?
oh, we're not gonna put this
And
up as a segment. We're not gonna put
especially
this
if
up as a segment. Go ahead.
especially if she's still chilling with Vosh despite some real suspect shit. I don't know, man. So you're calling random people pedophiles for disagreeing with you in a discussion, but when homie's got some suspect porn in his computer, then suddenly I guess pedophilia don't matter.
Because
And if
Vosh
what
funds White Leaf, and White Leaf doesn't talk about the pedophile folder.
and if what homeboy said about her partner being into that kind of shit, then maybe that was projection. Maybe she felt guilty knowing that people in her circle were pedophiles. So somebody who was upsetting her by disagreeing with uh, her omnipotent power,
Oh God.
no, now she had to project that onto them. I guess I don't know.
We cannot
Like,
have this as a segment. I swear to God, we cannot have this as a segment.
Like
Why
me
did
personally,
why did you stop doing your show? Is it because you needed somebody on to ask you the questions to get you going? Is that what it is?
it's because I don't give a shit about this internet bullshit. And every time it's in front of me, it just makes me angry. And you know what? You know what's more? You know what's not? You know what's not irritating and doesn't make me angry? Going to the gym and exercising. I like doing that. Makes me happy.
Yeah, you can only do that for so long.
Maybe you can.
Okay, all right, let's go. Let's just do this video.
The locks and big boobs are destroying the woke left by proving that beauty sells. Naturally, their illusion is most often broken, which is always funny to see.
Wait. So wokeness, quote unquote, is destroyed because white woman.
Yeah, that's all it really is.
Like quite
It,
literally. That I don't know who that is, but in my mind, it's like this generic white woman is the end of quote unquote wokeness, huh?
because you know they will never have a woman that's Hispanic or black or anything other than blonde, blue, or green-eyed white woman that
Well, they will.
is.
They will if they're white passing and they don't realize that they're a minority.
They will
Then of
never
course
have
the second,
somebody like Holly Berry.
but then the second you point that Holly Berry is not white passing, bro. She's
She's close
clearly
to
mixed.
it. She was
She's
close to
clearly
it when she
mixed.
was at a height of her career.
Like I'm just saying, like you get a Latina whose name is like Lindsay. You have like Lindsay Hernandez, and then they're just gonna ignore that Hernandez part, and it's just gonna be Lindsay, and they'll be like, "Look, wokeness is dead because of how sexy this Lindsay is." Meanwhile, Lindsay is fluent in Spanish and was born in Guatemala or some shit.
Like,
Whatever.
look what they did with who was that chick that played on that '70s show? Malia, whatever the hell she was.
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis, yes. Like they like played up. Oh, she's sexy. She's attractive.
I hate it. I hate that because I watched that show knowing full well that Mila Kunis was 14 when that show
I know
started,
that when she
and they had
became an
her
adult.
kissing and she had her kissing. They had her kissing a grown man in that show.
You mean that grandma?
Playing,
Excuse me, her husband.
yes, that man. He was no. Keep this in mind. Not only was he a grown man, he was the oldest member of the cast of the other people playing the teens.
It was all
Like
right.
the
She
other, the
got
other
married to him.
Like the other actors, they were like 19, 20, 18. This nigga was like 22. Grown ass man playing the character kissing this other character who's played by a 14-year-old girl.
Technically,
What
she
in the
lied for a
fuck?
while.
Oh, she lied for a while. I don't give a fuck. You could tell she is a child. I never if I saw if I saw a person who looked like that, I'm not putting my lips anywhere near that shit. Because
But
that looks like a baby.
that was around the era of like a lot of young looking chicks. Who was that chick that played Padme in Star Wars and
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman? Yeah, she was young too.
Yeah,
You got to remember in Leon in the Professional, they had her as a child kiss a grown man.
and that shit is gross. Everyone responsible should be shot.
Now, mind you, in the book, they did more than kiss. Like she basically raped him. Anyway,
Look, as weird as that is, at least a book doesn't involve an actual real life child, little girl doing anything romantic or sexual with a grown ass man in the real world.
all right,
I fucking hate Hollywood, bro.
let's go. Let's go.
However, situations like these are just
Now, why? For real. Why? Why? Just why? Why do you need a shot like this?
A wise man once said, "No bitches."
Oh,
Look,
okay. Let's go. Let's go.
weird, but also kind of problematic, and let me explain what I mean. Listen, okay? I appreciate good jiggle physics as much as the next person does. What's not to
Look at
love?
this outfit. This is like a zero suit. Like, why? Why does this need to be in video games? Why?
I don't see anything of substance added to the game by having the character wear fucking skin colored fucking unitard or leotard or whatever the fuck.
No, and
I
this is
don't
a half of leotard. Okay.
I don't.
All right.
Like, is it because I've touched a woman before? Is that what it is? Is
All
like is this or is this what zero bitches does to somebody, bro? Or
right.
is this or are these people who play fucking what's that game fuck what's it
Any
called
of the
League of
dating
Legends?
sims that you get on Twitch on stream for like on Steam, excuse me, for like 5 cents.
Is this what League of Legends does to somebody? Is this what happens when you play that shit?
Oh god.
You need to have 3D anime titties to bring you joy. I
Yeah.
guarantee you that actual titties will be much more satisfying.
All right, let's go.
I don't believe a game like Stellar Blade is problematic because of its character designs. It is very sexual and suggestive in nature, and that's the point. But there's nothing wrong with this, and I don't think there are many people saying this. If the game is good and people enjoy it, then that's what matters. I think over-sexualization absolutely can go way too far, especially if it happens extensively, but Stellar Blade having characters with fat, juicy asses that are made to look doll-like is perfectly fine. Just like how it's also
Also,
perfectly
I
fine to have
gotta say
characters
it.
who look more realistic.
I gotta say it because as an actual enjoyer of blubbergumptious, giant, juicy ass, I'm talking about asses that look like two basketballs, like two pumpkins being smuggled in a pair of jeans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of this bullshit where a character or a person or any woman in real life or fiction who has some petite little butt and people are like this giant ass. Where's the giant ass at? I ain't seeing it.
Oh god.
Maybe I
Really?
need to change my glasses prescription because it ain't there. That shit ain't a big ass. That's the amount of ass I expect from a skinny athletic woman.
Wait,
That's what
wait,
I
wait.
expect.
They
That's what I see when I
confuse
see.
shapely with big because so many people just have none. Um, who is a chick
Yeah,
that play Scarlett Johansson? She has a shapely ass, but it's not big. I think I've said that before.
perhaps. But what I do know is I'm tired of this slander because I'm sick of this shit, bro. Be women with asses small as fuck. It's like her ass is ginormous. Where? Does she keep it in the closet? Is it her? Did she leave it in her other jeans?
Oh god.
You dare besmirch the name of giant asses like that? How
Oh,
dare you?
Archer says too many people calling sweet potatoes jams.
Preach.
oh,
I'm about tired of this shit, man.
oh
Look,
god.
and I'm tired, and I'm getting tired of people who are like, oh, I love big giant asses, but then when a girl who's chunky is over there smuggling two watermelons, over there looking like she got two pregnancies going on the back of her pants, just cheeked up to all the high heavens. Then it's nah, I don't want it. She's too fat. Like fuck you. If you can't handle a little bit of chub, then you don't deserve a
Look,
woman with
I
a
am the first
blubbergumptious
one to admit
ass.
sometimes there is too much ass for me. I don't have enough meat to please it. I will admit that, but that's my fault. Not well. That's my thing to deal with, not hers. If I can just, I mean, like I don't mind just laying on a nice little comfortable ass, but
And look, personally, I have no such weaknesses. There's no such thing as an ass that's too big. Because you know what? You just got to be strong enough to spread them cheeks and get that shit in there, bitch.
oh god. And on that note, look, a video.
What do you think I spent all that time in the gym for?
Oh, let's go back to the video. Let's go.
Or who don't look traditionally beautiful, whatever that means. I mean, no one is complaining about Nier Automata, a game with a well-written story, fun gameplay, and sexy characters. I don't remember the release of that game being any.
Oh no, they were looking up her ass in shots. Like they literally were looking up her ass in shots. So much so that like they found out that you can actually see the outlines of her asshole, and the developers had to change it because they got tired of seeing like who was that A1 or B1, whatever the chick's name was, shots of just people looking up her dress. I remember that controversy.
And if they didn't want that to happen, they shouldn't have put it in the goddamn game. Then
Oh god, let's go.
Anywhere near how Stellar Blade is now, where people are unironically saying, "Ha! Take that, nerds! This one is for the straights!" Like, it's really weird how people are trying to claim that this game is a win for straight
I
people
guess
or some
lesbians
kind of
don't exist, bro.
What'd you say?
I said, I guess lesbians don't exist, bro.
Only in porns, and then you can dick them down enough so they can be straight enough for you.
Which
That's how
I'll
these
never,
people think.
which I'll never understand, because in my mind it's like, bisexual women exist, right? And you
No,
know
they
that
don't.
and there's a certain amount of them that is perfectly comfortable with the idea of having sex with more than one person at the same time.
How
Why?
dare you?
What's the weird obsession with them? Like they have to be a lesbian. It's like if they're a lesbian, they're not gonna want to suck your crusty dick, dog.
You know what's funny? What is that? The Handmaid's Tale? As conservative as it is, they still literally have threesomes in there.
Menage a trois, ooh la la.
All right, let's go.
Oh
Destruction
yeah, the
of
video.
woke video games, because it really just isn't the case. And I think a big problem that could come from games like Stellar Blade is if people start creating unrealistic expectations, which I think is absolutely already happening. We've seen more and more characters in gaming, mostly female, get called ugly and not sexy enough, with some examples being Aloy from Horizon.
That's what I never understood. Aloy is not
Oh
that
no,
ugly.
she's not ugly at all. She just looks like a human woman.
They like she doesn't wear enough makeup. Bitch, it's the post apocalypse, not just the apocalypse or the post apocalypse. It's the post apocalypse.
No, I've started to become like violently aware of shit like that. Like for example, there was a at work like a poster up for some movie, as I guess gyms advertise movies now inside of them.
Yeah.
Uh, the, it was some movie called Jackpot where I see John Cena and Aquafina, and John Cena, you can see the wrinkles in his old ass face, and he's definitely wearing makeup to smooth shit out. But he gets to have wrinkles and shit. Aquafina's face is smooth as a motherfucker. She is not allowed to have any wrinkles on her face, not a blemish. It's all the same tone, and I'm just like, what the fuck? So homeboy, you get to see that he's like a 50-year-old dude, but she can't have any human characteristics at all. She's supposed to be making like a surprised face, and yet somehow her face is smooth with no wrinkles. As the human face is primed to do. Everyone knows when you make extreme facial expressions, your face is just smooth, no wrinkles at all.
I'll say it like this: Cher fucked it up for everybody. Am I lying?
Man, I'm tired of living on this planet. Just give me like a polycule with like 6, 17 fat women and let us live on Mars or some shit. I'm tired.
Oh, you may have to go through Elon's real estate company for that one. Oh.
Bro, I will fight Elon, his mama, and everybody who works at Tesla if that's all that is between me and living in peace and harmony with 16 fat women on Mars. You will never see anyone fight harder than I will.
Well, say you his new son because you know how he basically said his trans daughter is dead to him.
And look, it's just gonna be real funny when like 5 minutes from now, he's gonna be like, why don't my children talk to me? They're ungrateful. It's like, no, you're just a bitch.
Okay, so let me ask you a question: Is this person ugly?
Um, no, but it's kind of making me uncomfortable. Uh, the way that the eyes don't seem to be staring at anything in particular.
It's supposed to be staring at a YouTube camera, at an actual camera. Even though, like, so one of the things about
And
mocap is sometimes they can't get the eyes right, even if they have a camera directly at them.
yeah, see, then yeah, she should be looking. If she's looking at the camera that's supposed to be filming her, then she should be looking directly at me as the viewer. Then
Yeah,
that makes it weird.
yeah. But they say she looks manly, And
Uh,
this just looks like a 26-year-old that doesn't like isn't super focused at the gym to be super skinny.
um, yeah. See, I've seen plenty of women who look like this. There's actually this place filled with them called Outside.
What? I gotta go outside? What? I can't.
Yeah, if you go to this mysterious land called the Outside World, you'll see plenty of women who look just like this.
Oh wow. Oh god. Next thing you know, it's gonna be this green thing. It's called grass, and you should go touch it.
I, I just don't understand what kind of uh, because the thing is like to admit that in your eyes this looks like a man. All I'm hearing is you've never been with a woman before,
No, all here is
romantically,
like,
sexually, nothing. You like a woman has never let you be close enough to her. You just in your mind, a woman is heavily edited, heavily makeup wearing, edited photos of women on the internet and women in movies, but you have not actually looked at a human woman before
no,
because the idea that their face does not look exactly like an Instagram filter apparently makes you think man.
no. What I immediately think is, don't say what man turn me on. Don't say what man turn me on. Don't say what man turn me on. What about her looks like a man that turns me on? Sorry. All right, let's go.
Uh,
Let's go.
MJ from Spider-Man, this new character from the upcoming Fable game, and even
okay, and that one, yeah, sure, that character's ugly as fuck, but you ready for this?
Hold on. Let me see if I can go back to it. Yeah.
Yeah, so this character is clearly ugly as fuck, but there's this thing, right? Some people on this planet just aren't gifted with the looks. And some of those people are women. There
I
are women who are not the prettiest thing on the planet,
I
crazy enough.
I have an idea. I have an idea. So the Fable game was supposed to be set in the Middle Ages, right? Let's go here. You know how
Okay.
these motherfuckers always talk about realism and games should look real and all that other good bullshit?
Yep.
Which one looks like they were in the motherfucking Middle Ages?
And neither of them, because the one on the left was in the Middle Ages. She would have like measles or some shit and fucking rats crawling out of her skin.
Which one looks closest to the Middle Ages, I should say?
The one that doesn't look like a fucking Disney character reject.
Disney princess.
Like yes, a human woman definitely looks like a fucking I don't know Rapunzel or some shit from fucking Disney movie number five. That's what women look like in the real world, guys, right?
And the one
That's not just what some random loser on fucking I don't know Reddit or something's fucking porn folder looks like.
and I
That's
don't
what actual women look like.
I don't know. The one on the left is a little bit too brown for my. Oh.
Wait until they find out that there's people in Europe who are brown.
Oh no, for
And wait,
real?
and what's really gonna kill them is when they find out that some of those people who are brown didn't come from somewhere else either.
Wait. Let's talk about it. Um, let's talk about how most of the people that are in like the core of Europe, like Austria, Germany, and all that other shit, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, they the the Hungarian people started from the Huns, and they originated on the steppes of Asia. They were not even like normally Europe. They're not originally European. They were Asian. That's why Attila the Hun, that motherfucker that like just like was as prolific as a breather as Genghis Khan. I don't know. Yeah, he must have had like one wife, but he had a whole lot of concubines.
I it's just upsetting to me because like not only is it so mind-numbingly stupid, but it's like you're not this isn't a win for you because you're just showing the entire internet that you get no bitches. You're showing like that because anybody who's ever been in a relationship or had sex with a woman before, you're gonna have to see a woman in the real world at least one time. and then you will see that women. Honestly, I know. It's supposed like the idea is in the Middle Ages, but I've seen women who look like the fucking character on the left. They exist.
They can suck a mad dick. They can suck a golf ball through a motherfucking garden hose. I'm sorry. Oh
And
wow, did
and guess
I?
what? I don't care. Them looking, however, doesn't make them any less of a fucking woman, nor does it make them fucking a man or anything. That's just like I don't like people really don't understand that there's not that much of a difference between what a man looks like and what a woman looks like for most people.
How
Most men and
dare you?
women, most men and women, you could put that if you took their same face and put it on like you took most men's faces, took the facial hair off and put it on a body with titties, nobody would notice anything different. And vice versa. You could take pretty much any woman's face, put a beard on, and you'd be like, oh, it's a man. Okay, got it. Like there is just a subset of people whose faces are so who can be so aggressively fucking in a feminine or masculine direction that your brain goes, ah yes, that is unmistakably a woman or a man until you see a very masculine looking woman and then you look like an idiot.
Look. Let's get into it. You know that the bullshit that they've been talking about, the Olympic boxer that is quite literally born a woman with uterus and all that other good shit, right?
Oh yeah, I love that where it's like that's a man. It's like so it's like what why? Like what?
Well,
Like
and
like
then it breaks their
like
brains. Like, oh yeah, she's intersex. Wait, what? Oh yeah, she has a Y X chromosome, but she was born a woman.
suppose well some people are claiming that even the source of the claim that she's intersex is just some bullshit too.
And even if that's the case, um,
Yeah, but what's funny about it is like that's a man. She was born with a vagina and a uterus and all that. But the chromosomes like so now it's like 5 minutes ago I could have sworn you guys were like having penis makes you a man or whatever. Having vagina makes you a woman. But now you can have a vagina, a uterus. You were born with it. You were raised a woman your whole life. You've never claimed to be anything but a woman. But then suddenly these chromosome things matter. Even though if most people found out what their chromosomes were, I'm pretty sure a lot of people
oh,
wouldn't
a lot
be
of people will be
wouldn't
fucked up.
like 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 I don't care. Like first of all, if you're those people who say I look at chromosomes, you're a liar. You're literally a liar. And how do I know you're a liar? Because I bet you don't know what chromosomes you have. You're not going around and asking people, "Have
Spit on
you
his
had a
stick.
chromosome? Have you had a chromosome test?" No, I need you to spit on this stick so I know which pronouns to call you. No, you just see somebody wearing a dress and makeup. You, ah, yes, woman.
You
But
know
now
what?
we have
You
a
know all
person.
it is. You know it all is, and it goes
It's
back
just
to that phrase. And
It's
I
just transphobia and racism,
no,
bro.
what it is this. It goes back to that phrase. Our trap's gay. That's what it is. A lot of these motherfuckers say, "Ooh, I looked at something and my penis got hard." Oh, they have a penis too. Oh no, I may be gay, and it's just like,
Say one, who cares? And two, who cares? Like, guess what? Watch this. Watch this. If you're gay, who cares? And if you're not gay, who fucking cares? Get over it.
that just opens up more opportunity for you.
Well, not really. If you find out you're gay and not straight, then it's the same amount of opportunity. It's just men instead of women.
No. Because here's the thing: they consider being bi is gay.
I disagree with that strongly.
I understand you don't disagree with that. I disagree with that as well. If you buy, you buy. That doesn't mean you have to stick with one particular group or the next. But they see it as if you like men in any way, so you gay, so your manhood is some kind of like um in question. And like I ask them who thinks that like anytime you think your man is somebody who's gay is a manhood is their manhood is in question, go talk to a bear.
Crimson, let me ask you a question. If tomorrow, I don't know, so you were injected with the bi disease, somebody injected you with a needle, and suddenly you were like, "Damn, these men looking kind of good." Do you think your life would significantly change in any way?
I just have more choices on the motherfucking Facebook dating app. It's like the fuck.
Pretty much. Like that's pretty much
I,
my whole attitude.
I
Like
would I wouldn't even and
if
it's
tomorrow,
go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead. I was gonna say that if tomorrow I was magically made bisexual, I'd be like, oh, cool, more options, I guess. All right. and
I,
then I continue to live my life. It would not change anything for me, really.
and I wouldn't even necessarily choose more people. It's just because like sapiosexual, like I'm just like not gonna fuck anybody. So that still would like, what's up, wild card? But yeah, no, yeah, exactly. But let's go. We only 3 minutes. We have been doing this video for an hour and 14 minutes, and we're only 3 minutes in, and I have it on 1.25 speed. Yeah, that. All right, let's go.
Fable game, and even some really disturbing shit like Ellie.
This one makes no fucking sense to me. They picked that. That's just a human woman. That's not even a video game character approximating a human woman. It's just a human woman. Shit, my only issue, which this has nothing to do with the game, is just in my mind. I'm like, I
What?
remember her in Game of Thrones when she was actually a child, and it makes me feel really weird that she looks exactly the same and she's an adult. My brain's like, no, she's not. I don't believe you.
All right. My problem with this picture is, dog, put a bang on your picture.
Look, she simply has accepted the fact that she got a big old forehead.
As somebody who wears his hair down for the times where he just feels like, yeah, no, I just like, yeah, no, like sometimes, like I had the Vegeta arch before Vegeta became popular.
We get it. You're old.
Fuck you. Let's go. But here's the creepy part about it too. Why they just have the picture of her as the Last of Us Part 1? You know it was the second game where she grew the fuck up.
Yeah, well, while that's true, I mean, the lady was playing her as a child, even though the actress was an adult.
I get that. But the visualizations of she's an adult now, they have her looking as an adult.
Look, man, I don't trust the internet people, man.
And besides, to me, the chick from The Last of Us always looked like Elliot Page. I'm sorry. Like,
I'm pretty sure that wasn't that the idea that they wanted the character to look like Elliot Page.
uh,
That's what I mean, maybe I just made that up, but that's what I always thought.
so, all right, let's go.
From The Last of Us remake, in which she is a literal child. Either way, many newer female characters are getting called ugly, way more so than there used to be. And if you ask the people who are saying these things, then
Also, that whoever drew that concept art for Tanya did Tanya dirty because the lighting on that picture is atrocious.
Okay, so this is just too fucking weird to me. This is too weird to me. Like, some of these characters aren't even main characters, and some of these are actually like, I think one of them is a character from I think one of them is a character from, what is that game where it was a chick that it was like a bullet hell shooter, but it was like, God, it was like one of the first games for PlayStation 5. I think that's what this chick is, where she was literally a middle-aged astronaut that had a kid that died.
Look, what I just
But
find
she's
funny about
supposed
this
to
is
look
like
like 22. Like, the fuck?
what I find funny is like this just to me is just a clear answer of this. Whoever made this just has a weird anime fetish because on the left I see. Well, to be fair, that the top left, I don't know what the fuck they did because that is not. They fucked that face up because that character when the game first came out looked like the actress, and then so after an
Returnal,
update
that's what it was.
it looked
Thank you.
like that, and what the fuck? But then like blue girl right next to her, fine. Homegirl on the left, on not on the left, on the top right, that just looks like a middle aged woman. Fucking homegirl from Horizon Forbidden West literally just looks like a human woman.
Wait. Here's the part about it that's like really fucking tripping me out about that. Nobody recognized that she's fucking 19. She is literally 19 in that game. In the first game, she's like just turning 18. And in the second game, she's literally fucking 19. So she literally still has peach fuzz on her face. She is literally still hasn't hit the
Well,
full growth spurt that you see in most 19-year-olds this age, that at this
well,
time.
well, well, you gotta be fair. When it comes to fucking vellus hair, women just have that for life. Well, everyone has it for life, but they don't have beards that cover it up.
But like it even still, when you look at the quote unquote adult model that she's a clone of, she looks like attractive as a woman. She is not big tittied and like all that other good shit, but she literally is attractive as a woman. They have 3 character models of that chick in that game. The teenage, like maybe like 15, 16 version looking like that still has like not only the freckles, but like looks like she still has like almost acne that she's trying to get over. It's the
That sounds
Aloy
about.
model. Go ahead.
That sounds like the art team went hard.
It's the Aloy model, and then it's the Elizabeth model. They're all the same person. One is just in her late 20s, one is teens, and one is middle teens. Like, I don't get it. It's just weird. As somebody that's been around human females, I okay. I'm now I'm off on a tangent. Go ahead.
Like, my point is, looking at all the characters on the left, the only ones that look fucked up are top left, which I don't know what the fuck they did to that game because that character looked fine before
Is
they updated.
isn't that
But
like Mass Effect like Andromeda or some shit?
yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda, which I still just they don't know what happened because when the game came out, the character like that same face, the face for that same character was fine, and then after an update, it got all fucky. The original face model, it just looked like the actress, and
Oh,
then
and it's a
it
point
just
that I want to
became
make. You remember how you were
then
saying
it
in that
became
last in like the Mary Jane picture, the eyes was weird.
yeah.
That's also the shit that I'm talking about. That right there.
Well, that's part of what makes it uncomfortable. But I don't. I just what is always confusing me is that they had a character model that looked like the actress, and then suddenly it didn't. That's weird. But other than that, you got Homegirl in the middle, which just looks like a really shitty generic video game character, which we've had those as
Is
long as characters have had fucking models. Like there's so many games on the PS3 where characters look just like that.
isn't that also from
And
Mass Effect?
that actually no, I think that's Dragon Age actually.
No, in the middle, the very middle, not in the top middle, but the middle.
Yeah, I think yeah, the middle bit on. I'm pretty sure that's Dragon Age because it looks similar to Mass Effect, but it looks too
She
recent. That
she
looks
has a
like
sci-fi uniform on. You can tell by the top.
does she? Oh, you know what? That might also be Andromeda. But again, still looks like a generic shitty game avatar
Yeah, Archer
that I would
said
expect.
that's mostly these are mostly Bethesda's faces.
That explains a lot, honestly. But so you got generic video game faces on the left and then anime faces on the right, and I would say that most of those characters have the same problem where they're just generic fucking faces that are shitty and they
What?
all just look the same to me.
Why do they show the black woman on the bottom left scouring?
Oh, and that one pisses me off because I'm pretty sure I know exactly who that actress is, and that's just based on an actual woman's face. That's just what an actual woman looks like. Why are you mad that the character that's a woman looks like an actual woman from the real world? Get over it.
Like she is scouring that will make anybody look ugly. It's like you had to get a screen cap of that. The black chick in the middle, I mean like she doesn't look ugly. She just looks normal. Is it just
Well,
me?
but did you forget, Crimson, something very important? They're black, and the people who made this are probably racist,
Okay, yeah, I'm
and
sorry, I
obsessed
forgot.
with Japan. You
I
didn't,
forgot.
yeah, you didn't consider that, did you?
Oh, stupid me, I forgot. Like just, projecting my outlook of just like, hey, dealt with normal shit, like dealt with normal people, like of course, like and even the one
We're not dealing with people who've been out in the real world. We're dealing with people who think that Japan is a good country, despite the fact that they are fucking an awful country where people hate to exist because they are in constant agony and feel pressured to constantly do nothing but work and suffer until they die.
well, here's my thing too. Like the one in the middle on the right. Okay, she doesn't look like I would be attracted to her, but that is a good goddamn picture of somebody who's lived a fucking life. This looks like either a scientist that's just been in like hell or a fucking marine that's been in hell. This is somebody that looks like they've been through hell, but is still pushing through because they fucking have to. And they laugh about life. Is that just me?
Are you insinuating that character design should be based off of what's appropriate for the character and not just making some random fucking loser on the internet's pee hard? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
And it's because of wokeness. The West wants to be
The
progressive and
wokeness.
inclusive, and
Stop
that,
the
of course,
wokeness. Stop. It'll be the end of all of us. The wokeness.
Oh,
I used to have a 13-inch cock, but then wokeness took it from me. They stole it.
wait.
They said,
According to Alex Jones, yes. You never saw that video of
I
Alex
have,
Jones saying that your daddy used to have a 8-inch cock, now you only have a 6-inch, a 4-inch cock. Like, yeah.
anyway, I guess okay. I
you
guess
you
satire's dead.
like
Satire's dead.
my question is this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Okay, I'm looking at these pictures, right?
Looking at the pictures.
Japanese diversity versus Western diversity.
So on the top we have a Portuguese character, a Japanese character, and a white woman. And on the bottom we have a black woman, what I'm reading as maybe a Korean woman, and a white woman. So what's the fucking difference exactly?
Okay, so outside of the older black lady who is clearly an actress, who is they're actually using her as a model.
Yeah, I forget her name, but she was also the Jedi Master in fucking Fallen Order.
You know, a video game that it just looks as if they wanted having real people in a fucking video game. I'm like, I don't know, like they people. These are the same people that complain that their voice acting is horrible or some of the acting is horrible. But when they get real actors or actresses that actually can play a role, it's just like, oh, you look too real, so fuck you. The chick from Mirror's Edge, and yes, I was gonna make that point. Hold on to that. Archer was saying that if you take the color and the hair off of all the top in the Japanese diversity, they all have the same facial structure.
Yeah, it's that animation I was talking about earlier, where the characters all look the fucking same, even though it's supposed to be a Portuguese woman, a Japanese woman, and a fucking British woman. I know because I'm at least two of these women are fucking from Tekken. That's
Yeah, I was like, I know they look like
and
fighting game characters.
Lilith and Christy Montanaro from Tekken.
So, but the chick from like Mirror's Edge, she is conventionally one of the people that they talk about that should be looking like that.
What's crazy to me is that's a conventionally attractive woman, and she is very clearly Asian. And I guess that's a problem for some reason.
And
I
then,
also, bottom right, also conventionally attractive woman.
mm-hmm.
I guess maybe they just don't like that she has an undercut. And the homegirl on the bottom left, that's
Well,
just an actual woman's face put in a video game.
no. The chick on the right, she has a man jaw because we know all women have just like a slender jaw, like the shit that I do when I draw women in motherfucking in fucking they want these women to have an egg shaped.
You
Like
ever see? You ever watch Game of Thrones?
no, I watched one episode and I was like, this is some bullshit. The little kid is doing a fucking Assassin's Creed climb up the tower and see the queen fucking her brother or something like that. And he just like, hey, cool. You're not gonna tell on me. Well, you may. Let's gravity decide. I was like, okay, I'm done with this one. I saw the first
But
episode. I was like, no, this is not me. But go ahead.
well, in all fairness, you dodged a fucking bullet with how that show became after like season 4 and beyond. But I was gonna make a point about how one of the women in that actually, you know what? That same actress, she played Jean Grey in whatever that last dog shit Fox
But didn't
X-Men
like
movie
the
was. Did you
queen
see that?
like I want to call her Cersei. Wasn't she just like that bitch? Like not like bitchy, but she was just like fuck with me if you
Actually,
want to.
that's a good point. Look up the actress who plays Cersei in that show. Her jawline looks just like that.
And like they had her like they had her walking like naked in front of everybody, throwing fruits at her, talking about shame, shame, shame. And she came back with revenge and shit in her heart, and just like she actually meted the shit out, and it was just like, oh, or was some shit like that. Either that was her fall, or she came back after that fall, and she just like, you want to have me shame, bitch, bleed. Like, am I missing that point? I thought I
Well,
absorbed that.
in in context, she caused, like, that moment was caused by her own hubris, and then she got revenge, but then she got hoisted by her own petard and kind of fucked the whole life up.
But like, yeah, like no, this chick on the bottom right, it's nothing wrong with her throwing on some, some moderately sized titties and a shapely ass. She would be every one of. Look, I am telling you this. Everyone on this picture, if these people that complain about any of them, if any of these people on this picture, including the older black woman, says I'm gonna rock your world, they will first come on themselves and then say please and beg to sniff their draws. I'm sorry.
Also, now that I'm thinking about it, the actress whose face they used for bottom left. Remember what I said earlier about how very rarely you have someone who's very slim but has giant titties?
Yeah.
She's one of. She is she is not a big woman at all. She's got some giant, ridiculous
And I think
titties.
I know who the actress you're talking about. And it's just like, yeah, dog. I don't get it. All right, let's go.
Means that beautiful women must be eradicated because the West hates women. That's the only possible.
Ah, yes, of course. On the top we have. What exactly am I supposed to be getting this image? On the top we have just women, and then on the bottom we have. Okay, this is. It just says gaming industry. I'm like, okay, so what? That just makes it even more confusing. So on the top we have mostly women for some reason. Some guy from Fortnite, uh, whatever's in that rectangle in the bottom right, and then on the bottom we got also mostly women for some reason. Super Mario, Solid Snake, and Zelda
Is that
from the
Solid
Legend of
Snake?
Zelda.
I thought that was just how is that Solid Snake? I'm looking at the one Solid Snake ripoff right here.
Yeah, I'm talking about bottom right
I know
Solid Snake.
I see that, but like, why do they show? Oh, why do they show Solid Snake? Motherfucker is old now. Like, isn't he like Big Boss now versus the
I thought
original Big Boss in Metal Gear Solid 3?
I thought Big Boss was a different character entirely. I don't know. I've literally never played Metal Gear Solid. I've tried to absorb some through some lore videos, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, I know. Me too. And first off, never ever, if you're talking about femininity, never show Zelda ever, ever show Zelda, because it is in canon more than once that she would just dress and drag and act like a man.
I'm just baffled because this comparison makes no fucking sense to me. And this one, see, if it wasn't for the fucking Wojak on the side, that's I guess supposed to illustrate this something strange going on here. Like otherwise, it just seems like an innocuous comparison. Like, oh, look at these random Japanese characters and these random US characters. Look at that.
I've been watching the fucking gaming commentary channel, and something that was said to me that is actually prevalent in this video because it's just out there. What he was saying is they're starting to be instead of a console war like between Xbox, Sega, or not Sega, but Sony and Nintendo, there's starting to be a East versus West kind of like competition in gaming. The East has admittedly more creative games when the West is just trying to get as much money as they can, and they have some bankrupt games, like some creatively bankrupt games.
Look, all I'm saying is the Japanese game industry both gave us Super Mario Brothers and Dark Souls. So
Yeah, no, and I give you that. And even like the like, okay, so Sony has US studios, but they still have to answer to the Japanese like creativity, well, until recently, to Japanese creativity.
I
So
mean, yeah, they are kind of spin because even companies that over here make a lot of good games, they work under Sony. Like the God of War game, sure that was a Western team, but God of War is a what game? Published by who?
yeah, or
Wasn't Microsoft.
you get like even game like Naughty Dog with the Last of Us, or Sucker Punch with like Ghost of Tsushima. Even though these are Western companies, they still have to answer creatively to, the Sony main office, and like before fuck um Jim Ryan,
I mean,
because Jim Ryan fucked up Sony for a minute. Fuck him.
I mean, given their track record, at least recently from what I've seen, I mean, Sony's kind of been cooking. So
Insomnia, which is just like they was like, hey, be creative, but make us money, but make games fun. The only game studio that fucked that up recently is Bungie. And let's be honest, Bungie is just not super creative. They don't know how to step out the box. What are they gonna do? Make another sci-fi game that's first person shooter? Like the fuck?
what are you talking about? They've only done that like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, Marathon is supposed to be different. It's a sci-fi game that's supposed to be different. Fuck. I mean,
Look,
like, even with.
all,
Go ahead.
it does kind of bother me how samey sci-fi shit seems to be because I swear there's so many genuinely creative worlds that have been made in sci-fi, but yet there's so much sameness when it comes to shit. Like within sci-fi, you got fucking Dead Space, Mass Effect, got Star Wars, Star Trek, all of these different properties where they're all sci-fi shit. But you will not mistake Mass Effect for Star Wars. You will not mistake Dead Space for fucking Star Trek. They all are actually different creative shit. I swear, too much sci-fi shit looks exactly the same.
Yeah, true. And like,
Like, like if I were to randomly put a fucking Spartan from Halo and whatever the fuck they call the characters in Destiny in front of you, do you think you could pick out which one was from which game?
no. Be honest with you. The only reason why you will be able to do that is because they sell skins in Destiny.
Yeah, the difference is the Destiny one will have like a cape or a trench coat or some shit,
Yeah.
and that's the difference. Woohoo,
But the
lame.
Spartans will just seem like grunts in that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But in like when you talk about studios, like look at the breadth of shit that like you see like a lot of Sony properties do, like Insomniac. They were literally the fucking Ratchet and Clank people, and now they're making Marvel shit. Now is some of them like if Wolverine comes out and like is samey as Spider Man, that
I
go ahead.
I don't see how it. I don't. They would have to fuck up pretty bad for it to feel like Spider-Man. Wolverine is such a different character in his abilities that just from a game design perspective, they better not be similar.
Yeah,
Like
no,
that you would.
and I give you that. The only thing that like side note, one of the best motherfucking Spider-Man Wolverine instances where Wolverine's like, all right, come to this restaurant. They almost start a fight. And then Spider-Man was like, he's all in mask and uniform. He's like, why'd you ask me? And Wolverine was like, because you're that kind of guy that thinks I'm good enough to celebrate my birthday. And you just realize it's like, ooh, yeah.
Wait a minute.
People forget Wolverine is a motherfucking killer. He was like,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Bullshit. I thought it was supposed to be canon that Sabretooth was a dickhead and fucked with him every year on his birthday.
this is true. But it was just that one year where he was just sitting at a restaurant and he thought somebody was gonna fuck with him, or he thought it was just gonna be a shit birthday, and he was like, "You're the only one that's gonna think that I'm good enough to like spend my birthday with." Everybody else is like, "I'm gonna fuck with this motherfucker."
Also, what about Deadpool? Deadpool definitely would have showed up for his birthday, and he probably would have sucked his dick for his birthday too.
Yeah, but he would have probably started a fight for no fucking reason just to say yeah. And like again, it was you're the only one that thinks I'm good enough to celebrate my birthday.
Which I do. I have enjoyed. I mean, I don't really read comics, but I do enjoy that the character of Deadpool has gotten more respect as far as rather than it just being, hey, ain't it funny he makes pop culture references? They've actually like given him character arcs and shit.
Yeah, no, his character art where he, I know it's a future one where he meets his daughter, the black one, and who literally every time she dies, she just gets reborn into like a teenage body, like not a teenage, but like a young adult body.
You know, I why is maybe it's just me, but I feel like Deadpool having a daughter who's black just feels like the most Deadpool thing ever for no reason.
And then he has a daughter that's also another mutant, and it's just like, yeah, it's just like he has two kids. Him as a father, oh my god, that's just scary.
Not really. He really gives me the energy, like as far as a character, he gives me that the energy of somebody who's absolutely butt fucking insane, but the second that they have kids, they buckle the hell down.
All right, we off on a tangent. This is gonna be like
It's
the
because
whole stream.
it's more interesting to talk about random bullshit than to hear about fucking virgins whining about characters not meeting their arbitrary standards in video games they didn't make.
Why is it that every time I have you on, it devolves into a video us talking about how dudes are complaining that they don't have any chicks?
Well, maybe next time don't pick a video where homies talking about a bunch of virgins whining about how they about how the fucking girls in the fucking video games don't look like the girls in their hentai. That's on you, homie.
That's not originally what this video was supposed to be about. All right. Oh god. Oh.
Explanation, right? Here's the thing though, I haven't seen an actual solid argument for why the woke West would want to do this. What do they get out of purposefully uglifying women? Maybe, and stay with me here, this is complex shit. Maybe video game companies are just making a wide range of
Okay.
Wait a minute. Is that you smell that? Is that a reasonable position? What is that?
Okay. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Do you know how many of these fucking idiots would have flipped their shit if they would have known if when they first found out the plot twist in the original Metroids that
Uh,
this badass that's going around killing aliens and shit. Oh yes.
it's a woman. Oh no, not a woman. Women can't be cool.
Now, here's one point that I will make. This is one point that I will fucking make. The model that actually does fucking um Senua, and this is what I go back to the Middle Ages, so they just may look fucked up. She is conventionally what you would call motherfucking beautiful. She used to do like when they was first doing a game, Senua's Sacrifice, and I don't know how they fucked up from a game that was dynamic as Senua's Sacrifice in Hellblade 1 to where the fuck they did type of walking simulator in Hellblade 2. But
You don't
she,
like Walking Simulator?
oh my god, it
It's
was a
my
fucking.
favorite game, right next to beating my dick with sandpaper and fucking lemon juice.
First off, how did they have such a small team and made a way better game as far as gameplay with Hellblade 1 than they did with 2?
How much of that team was actual people working on the game, and how much of it was a bunch of bureaucrats arguing over stupid bullshit that slowed down the process?
Well, here's the thing. It here's the thing. Microsoft in the middle of their development made them switch from Unreal 4 to Unreal 5.
Well, that explains everything. They had to fucking move their entire game over to a new engine.
Now, the pictures of the game look awesome. That motherfucking Norwegian or Icelandic area look motherfucking amazing. But where
Amazing.
most of your game is press up on the directional stick and the fights aren't even fights, they're quick time events. From the downgrade that you had with the great ass combat system with Hellblade 1, fuck you, Microsoft, because you should have canceled that game or let them have the freedom to do what the fuck they want.
Nah, fuck that. Make me money. And if my fuckery makes you make me less money, it's your fault. You're fired. And then if you make me more money, fuck you, you're fired.
Won 17 awards. Oh, great. We want to keep
You're
game
fired.
studios around.
Wow, you made us millions of dollars. Honestly, we could have a successful franchise on our hands with the shit you did. Anyway, get the fuck out.
In a game we
Kick
didn't even
rocks.
promote. Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, kick rocks. We don't need you. What? You think just because you made us money that we give a fuck about you? Get out of here. Go away. Die.
Oh God,
You-
and people actually think Call of Duty is going to be better under Microsoft.
Sure. And you know, that's the same way that my dinner is gonna be better covered in dog shit. Speaking of which, I just finished cooking finally.
Yeah, let's just call it the day at the end of this video. Yeah,
So
let's.
like 2 hours from now or what?
Yeah, it's been about an hour and 45 minutes since I started this clip, which is not going to
God,
be a clip anymore. It's just going to be like the video. Um,
I don't know what you expected, dog.
I know, I know. I, I mean, it's entertaining having you on, but we never finish videos. It's just like that's just a thing. I was gonna have that video that I sent you. I was gonna comment on it. I was definitely gonna hear your takes about it.
Should have started there, bitch. Should have started there. Then maybe we would have talked about it. But nah, you had to start with some bullshit. And now we
oh,
talking bullshit.
oh my God! They're still wait. I sent you that clip. They're still waiting on the part two of the Daquan debate with fucking
Look,
Base
that shit
Pluto.
wasn't a debate. That was a roast session where and like and the dumbasses he was talking to weren't doing a very good job at debating him anyway. They were just like, it's
Well,
like
no,
you
they
ain't
were
got
providing
no bitches.
statistics.
You got no bitches. You got no hoes. Oh yeah, well according to these numbers, I got no bitches and no hoes. You got no bitches and no hoes. Like, and that was the whole thing.
Okay, okay. Let me ask you this question, just cold off rip. If you were to rate yourself, what number would you give yourself 1 out of 10?
I don't believe in number ratings. I just believe I'm the sexiest
No,
person on the
no,
planet.
no, no, no. I need you to give me a number.
Nigga, I'm a 12.
Okay, cool. I say you start off as a 7. Why 7? Because you want to seem humble, so you don't want to give yourself an automatic 10.
I don't look.
Does that make
I
sense?
Sure, but from my perspective, I don't have to say shit. Look at my Instagram follower list. There's a bunch of women I've never met in my life. That's all I gotta say.
Yes, I have a bunch of women I haven't met in my life too, but they're attracted to my art. I mean, my personality, which is still my art.
I have not post. I The last time I posted was in November. It's a picture of me with no shirt on. That should tell you all you need to know.
Put those little pea
Which I got.
shooters away. I'm sorry. Okay.
You just hating because I can do muscle ups and shit.
They
106,
won't let me work out.
160 pounds of excellence. Look, I'm just saying. Look, you let me program for you. I can turn you into a beast. That's all I'm saying.
They
Obviously, we gotta wait till you recover.
won't let
Once you,
me work out.
but once you can work out, I got you.
Oh God. Anyway.
Also, as you all know, the they in question is, of course, the Jews. Crimson actually hates the Jews.
Stop. Stop. Oh my God. Quit. You're gonna get me canceled by the online left because with the whole Israel Palestine, I think that it's just a blood fuel and both people have blood on their hands. And one side actually wanted the shit that happens is happening now to happen. That's why they did the shit on October 7th. But I mean, like, bad
So what
people
I'm hearing.
because reasons.
So anyway, Crimson 60620 confirmed does not like Jewish people. Every time he sees one of them, he feels a sickness. He throws up in his mouth. Uh, Ever since he was a small child, raised in the streets of Compton, California, Crimson 60620 has always beat up Jewish kids when he saw them. And now as an adult, he can't stand the sight of them. Whenever he sees a Yamaha, he gets violently angry. He sees nothing but red, and suddenly there's just red paste on the floor where there once was a person.
As much as like a lot of these online leftists don't do research, they would actually believe that. Stop.
Like, Look, all I'm saying is I love the Jews. I think Jewish people are pretty cool. Jewish people have done nothing but, at least in the United States, Jewish people have backed the black community and helped us in many struggles we have gone
What?
through. They were very active during the civil rights movement.
What? Not
You can find
remember how T1J said Bernie Sanders did. My one black friend. I will never get over that video.
I I hated that so much. And I'm like, really? Bernie got his ass beat during the civil rights movement. Sanders, really Bernie been talking the same talking points longer than I've been alive. Sanders, that's really him. Like this man, like
What?
this man, like sure, fair enough. The old guy is not on par with the current young people want. Sure,
But one time he
but
told
he
some
will.
black women that it was his turn to speak, and he would give them a turn after he finished speaking, and so that was racist because he was at his campaign event and he was going to give them a turn after he finished speaking.
First of all, Bernie Sanders, in my eyes, is a beautiful man. If I ever met Bernie Sanders, I would be forced to kiss him on his beautiful, bald, smooth head. Uh, I don't. Are my politics further to the left than Bernie's? Sure, but God damn it, that man is trying.
I don't think they are. I just think that a lot of the politics that he pushes for is to try to get people to go more left, but he tries to say, okay, this is the floor that we need to have it at now.
And that's fair. But regardless, if Bernie Sanders got his way, this world would be closer to what the fuck I want. So
But
I love Bernie Sanders.
he has to do stuff like play politics because he's a politician, and he has to actually talk to Republicans. And one time he made a deal. He made a deal one time with Republicans. He made a deal with that nasty old Joe Biden to the Violence Against Women's Act, and he made a deal in that with that because
The
reasons.
shit, the shit that pisses me off most about Bernie Sanders is not so much Bernie Sanders himself, but the way he was treated in the 2016 election. That man was so well liked, such a well appreciated populist vote or populist candidate that he was smoking everybody. It was guaranteed if he ran, he would have been president of the United States 2 terms, no questions asked.
But did you
Because
know he had a stroke, and so they didn't want him because he was too old, even though Joe Biden
yeah,
is older.
yeah,
Anyway,
it's like Bernie Sanders is too old. That man is still very much, at least to my knowledge, very articulate, very active, and Joe Biden has been slipping up and fucked up since before he got elected. And only now did the consensus finally spread to everybody that that nigga was old.
well, you know what? Here's the thing, and I will stand on this principle. I think the way they replaced him was wrong, and I think the one line left that was actively pushing to say like he was old, they didn't realize they were depressing a vote. I don't mind him being replaced, but to the point where they saying you shouldn't vote at all because he's old was like the wrong move. And a lot of people had to backtrack on that because they start seeing that, the ones that actually read polls, a leftist that reads political polls because, data is allergic to them. They're allergic to data, but they realized they started depressing the vote.
I'm I still stand by. After fucking Biden won that first election, that should have been it.
No, I
That,
give
they,
you that.
that from that moment they should like, all right, next Kamala. Kamala's next. She's running next. It's Kamala from the
No,
start, from the
no,
jump.
no, no. I even go worse than that. What a lot of these leftists fail to realize, it takes you 12 years to run for president. It literally takes you 12 years. You need to build up enough political awareness that people need to know your name, that it takes you at least 6 to 8 years. Everybody that was complaining about replacing Joe Biden without a backup plan, I say fuck you, because a lot of them still didn't want Kamala. And I know I like that. I rarely get her name right because, unfortunately, everything I think of the way her name is always defer to Kamala Khan, you know, the Marvel character, Miss Marvel. It's
Yeah,
just like a
yeah, that,
it's just like a
it,
verbal tick that I do, and it's not even that the names are dissimilar. They are literally spelled the same. They come from the same etymology. They're both fucking Indian. But I digress. But like a lot of these people just didn't have it planned. They just hated Joe Biden. No matter what he did, they was like, I just hate Joe Biden. And it was stupid to me because it wasn't the fact that they had issues with his policies, because his policies were actually moving us in a leftist direction. They just didn't move. They didn't, instantly give them the motherfucking socialist button. Like the Anti-Inflation Act, the motherfucking CHIPS Act, he didn't get rid of all the student loan debt. Motherfucker got rid of billions of dollars of student loan debt. And you mad because he couldn't magically say, I'm the president, get rid of it because of the Supreme Court? Oh, under him, Roe versus Wade actually got overturned. That was the Supreme Court, you dumb motherfuckers. Do you remember taking your Constitution test? There are 3 branches of. I'm starting to get upset. I don't need to be upset. I need to motherfucking.
so at the end of the day, if you ever see Bernie Sanders in real life, give him a hug and ask him if he will allow you to kiss him on top of his beautiful, smooth, bald head. Tell him he is a good boy, and then give him a cookie. That is my take. That is my political take of the day.
Are those your final words for the evening?
I mean, are we done? I thought we still had the rest of this video to go.
No, I'm not. I have to take my evening medicine, and this has been a 2-hour segment, and we only got 3 minutes and 49 minutes, 3 minutes and 49 seconds of a video.
I mean, that's like, how long is this video? 41 minutes? Yeah, we basically watched the whole thing.
No, it's 11 minutes.
I mean, hold on, I'm looking at this on my phone. Oh, it is 11 minutes. Yeah, see, but think about it this way. Did you really want to sit down for 11 minutes listening to some guy talking about virgins on the internet, whining about women in video games? I didn't.
It's about what the audience wants. And I swear to God, if your ass don't at least schedule at least one fucking day a week where we can get on here and listen to your ass ramble and rant about shit, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Motherfuckers like this shit.
Nigga, I got a job.
Oh, you got a job. You got a life. Fuck your job. Fuck your life. Fuck the women that you got training. You trying to train for money. I mean, like, seriously, fuck them. They'll probably pay you more. But
I have too much integrity for that.
Fuck your integrity. It's about making money, motherfucker. No. Okay. Oh my God. All right. We're going to cut this video segment here before we end the fucking stream. I want to say thank you to all my Patreon supporters and my Twitch subscribers. Join the Guardians, become a member, or become a subscriber on YouTube, Patreon, and help support the channel. Thank you for watching this video, and the next one should be popping up on your screen. Subscribe, and if you haven't checked it out and want to help out the channel, check out my Patreon. Thanks.